Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would show you another update on this Helios-MSC2 or Module Space Carrier 2. Uh, I'm excited right now because I literally finished almost all of the texturing on the ship, which was monotonous and cumbersome. But yeah, now that it's complete, I'm actually fairly happy. All technical details have been worked out on the ship at this point too. So I've got a couple more rooms to build out on the inside, and I got some more flight deck to texture. I did start on it. I just figured I'd fly around a little bit and show you kind of what things are looking like currently. Again, some areas might get a little bit more detail here and there. I'll kind of, when I'm flying around the ship, I'll notice something, maybe make a change here or there, clean up some texture lines or add some new textures here and there. I did put in some little red texture lights in this build. I've seen some other authors use that. I thought it looked kind of neat. Especially looks kind of cool in space when you're flying around with little red blinky dots, or not blinky dots, just little red lights and stuff like that. It's got a couple more in this module bay 4 in the back of the ship, and I did build out this whole ceiling here and a lot more block work in that general area and the bottom of the thrusters and just all kinds of areas of the ship. Again, just a lot of texturing involved for literally three to 4 days of spending 2-3 hours a day texturing this thing. But it's got to this point now, and it's pretty much dialed in. There's some flaws here or there, though. I'm noticing some even as I'm flying by, so I'm going to have to go over it a little bit more and clean things up and whatnot. As in the flight deck on the top, I started on it, so the front part here is starting to get dialed in. It's not fully tweaked or detailed, but then I got to do the whole back chunk of it, or yeah, this all that part yet. So maybe I can get that banged off in another little bit. Shouldn't take that long to finish that part up, and then I'll probably spend another hour just trying to detail the top area, add in some more textures and little thingies to look at and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, you get kind of an idea on what this whole thing is looking like. I did address the turrets as well. So it does have 15 turret locations on here. I did put 2 turrets on top of the flight deck. That's the only obstructions on the entire top of the flight deck. Everything else is it's all flat, so it shouldn't be very disruptive, and this is pretty easy to avoid the 2 turrets where they are on there. I just didn't really have a lot of locations to add turrets here, so I didn't really want to put any turrets up there, but if I don't put them on top, then I got to build something out on either side, which is really problematic on if you look at how different they are and the fact that there's no walls or much to mount turrets on. Originally, I had the turrets sitting on top of the front thruster housings, but I didn't really want them there. It was also kind of brought up that's not very good for defensive stuff. It would draw in enemy fire to your thruster housings, and I kind of want to avoid that. Something I've learned with Empyrion is if you're doing PvP, everything's off the table, right? Completely different can of worms. But if you're doing PvE, the AI is going to try to shoot at targets, just like you're shooting at targets on the AI ship. So they're going to shoot at the pilot, they're going to shoot at guns, they're going to shoot at thrusters and probably generators. And if you you spread stuff out a lot, and you put stuff in places, out of the way places, they'll have little chance of being destroyed. And that kind of comes to the point on this is one of the room areas I do have to finish up. This is going to be kind of the crew area / the CPU core room. And I believe the CPU core room is going to be right in this center chunk here. I'll build up like a new wall or something over here and set up the CPU core room here. And basically, I like the location because it's not near anything. It's not near the pilot. It's not near any guns. It's not near any generators, thrusters, you name it. There's nothing in the area for the AI to even want to shoot at. So that is kind of this generator is not going to be here, by the way, either. This is just temporarily in place. To explain what is left on the back and my current idea, I think I kind of went over this a little bit before, but I still have the 2 engineering rooms to build out, and they're going to be kind of asymmetrically done. So I'll just like do one, and then I'll do the other separate, but they're all each one's going to be holding entirely different parts. like this one on this side, I'm planning on having it be the main part or vanilla part room here. So this room needs to contain a warp drive, pentaxid tank, the main shield, and probably 6 advanced generators. And probably some additional fuel and O2 tanks as well. So that's what's going to fill up this room. And then across the hallway here, well, one other thing I do have to add into is a couple elevators going right up here beyond the door to the rear part of the flight deck on either side. So you have 2 more access points to the flight deck. The other engineering room over here is going to hold a fusion reactor and 3 large shield parts, 4 small shield parts, and 4 medium shield parts and 8 small shield parts. I already have the other 4 medium shield parts installed in the front area, center area of the ship, kind of in the near the bridge area. Yeah, so it's really cool. It's like I got these rooms. I already know exactly what I want to put in them. I already know I got the room for them. I'm kind of like actually feeling pretty good about everything right now. I can't think of anything that's catastrophic. One issue I had with the first Helios when I first built it is I didn't think about gravity until after I built the whole ship pretty much, and I was like, oh, I forgot gravity. So then that stressed me out, and I had to figure out ways to get gravity throughout the ship. And this one, it was pre-planned. So it was like, yeah, I got the center position that I can put a gravity generator here, and then there's another one back over, I think I showed this on the last video too, back over here. And that covers the whole ship. So it can use half the number of gravity generators. So as in the objectives that I wanted to do when I started building this thing is I wanted to improve, of course, on the first Helios, obviously being a version 2 of it. So one of the first things I dealt with was I wanted to improve the layout. The first Helios had the dropship bay on the back of the ship, so it forced you to drive any vehicles or HVs or whatever all the way through the center of the ship. This one you don't have to because the module bay is here, or the dropship bay is right up front, so it's just directly from the hangar to there. The hangar's smaller, doesn't take up as much room because of the module bay. Which is fine, but it's still a pretty good size hangar. You can still get a lot of stuff in there. And then also brought it in the module bay closer to where the bridge is. That's another thing I kind of wanted to do on this ship versus the first Helios. Another biggie is the hull material. The first one was built of hardened steel. This one's actually of carbon substrate, so it's a considerably lighter weight versus the first Helios. So the thrusters are going to go further. But that's another thing. You can actually add a lot more thrust power in other directions, not forward. Forward thrust is matched at 10 XL thrusters, but the strafing, reverse, stuff like that, you can soup up this ship more. If you want to put, the CPU into it, I guess you can say, it's got a lot more thruster potential because it's diving into a lot more of these XL thrusters as well. In fact, if you really, with reverse, you can have a total of 4 XL reverse thrusters on this one, where the first Helios had 4 2x2x4 thrusters total, and that's all it could do. So this one can, be better in that regard as well. Rear turrets here got there's more turrets on the back of the ship than there is the front of the ship, for sure. So back over here, you've got 4 turrets. Over here, and this is mainly, the ship is really only meant to fight drones and stuff like that. Or if something blindsides you and you got to get away, you have more fire potential on the back of the ship than the front of the ship. Again, it's not offensive at all. It's not going to have any launchers or anything like that. It's just not the kind of build for that. And then you have another side turret here, and then a couple more of these on either side as well. I hope that works out pretty good. It's 15 total turrets on here. This is the 15th one. This is only unique to this side of the ship. I might cut it, though, and rethink this. What I did want to do is get a turret in the midsection of the ship, and I think I might remove that one and then bring it up to a turret count of 16 and try to mount a turret on the bottom side of the hangar on either side, kind of symmetrically placed. The only side effect I've got with that right now is The hanger is an even number, and usually I have everything as an odd numbers, but this is actually an even number here, so I don't have a direct center. I can place a 3x3 turret in there to have it line up looking correct. But maybe I'll just set it to one side or the other and call it a day, and it'll probably look fine that way as well. I'm trying to think if I missed anything I wanted to talk about on this video. I don't think so. Please let me know if you got any other comments, suggestions about this, or anything about the layout. I mean, I can address it now. It's getting close to complete, though. I'm thinking if I can get some quality time in with the ship throughout the rest of this week, I might be able to have this thing completely done. A couple other things that I do have to do, it's going to take a bit of time beyond the rooms that I pointed out that need to be finished off and stuff, is I do need to add in a lot of LCDs for the guide markers for all the module bays. And it's basically you got your 6 regular Helios module bays and then the single dropship bay. So all those bays need to have LCD guide markers installed. And I think that would, yeah, that's really not so bad, though. I've done it before. It's not too bad to do. I know how I got to do it on this one, too. Essentially speaking, I do have to run LCDs on the flight deck itself to put in these guide markers because I can't literally put any of them down on the ceiling of this. This cannot have nothing there. Otherwise, it's going to screw up docking. So, but that's not a big deal. I had to do that with the first Helios as well, and no big deal there. I do have to finish off the interior spaces of these front thruster modules as well. I started a little bit on it, but I haven't finished them yet. So it's basically you got a bunch of thruster upgrade parts you can pop in these chambers in here. And there's a couple weird boxes here. I was playing around with some blocks. So you got these like inside, outside cargo boxes here. These are actually, believe it or not, I think these are one of the airtight ones. They don't look airtight, but supposedly they are. But I haven't quite figured out what, some of the boxes that completely don't look airtight are airtight, and ones that do look airtight are not airtight. So I don't know if they just rolled a dice when they decided if they're going to be airtight or not. On the different boxes, but anyway, yeah. Please let me know if you got any other comments or suggestions or anything like that. But other than that, I just wanted to show you where I'm at, and a lot of progress has been done. In fact, this build is for my normal build time, I'm doing all right on it. I'm doing all right on getting this one done in a more timely fashion. I remember the last ship I did, the Europa, that took, I think I was on that one for 2.5, 3 months. This one, I think I started it like 2 weeks ago. So it's a big difference in how fast this one's getting done versus the other ones. However, big advantage to this one, it had a lot of hull texturing to do, which was the monotonous part that I really wanted to get out of the way, but it has a whole lot less interior to work with. So that is a big speed increase right there. The interior actually takes longer than the hull typically, at least for me. So anyway, you all have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you later.